It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And there's no love lost between these NFC South foes. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. And it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis, thrilled to be with you from the broadcast booth. And partner, before we get this thing started, what are you going to be watching?
Who gets off to a fast start? In horse racing terms, they talk about catching a flyer out of the gate. Who sets the pace and makes the other team chase?
Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from uptown Charlotte. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
If your team is in a pinch, there aren't many quarterbacks who can bail you out like the Red Rifle. He not only brings a ton of experience to any quarterback room, but he's a perfect mentor who can help a young quarterback as he goes through the maturation process. But often when he gets his number called and he gets on the field, his team feels very comfortable with him under center.
A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected that it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. And they'll go again here with Hubbard. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3rd play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. Dalton now to pass. Well, that's complete to Sanders. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Here's Dalton. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Passing, it's Dalton. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Here's 2nd and 10. In motion, the tight end. Play action now, Dalton. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. To throw here, Dalton. Oh, and that is incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. Back deep, Ray McLeod. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. So the Falcons make their way out behind their new quarterback for 2024, signed back in March, the veteran Kirk Cousins.
And coming off of an offseason where Kirk Cousins was coming back from an Achilles injury, he thought that was going to be his biggest challenge. Instead, the Falcons drafted Michael Penix out of Washington in the 1st round. And while that was a jolt, Kirk Cousins has a great ability to just shake things off, move forward, and let his talents come through.
Now Cousins. And that'll be incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. Kadarrell Hodge has it complete. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see. There he goes, right side. Drake London, touchdown, Falcons. Drake London, 73 yards. And the Falcons get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Extra point attempt to follow here. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. The last series for them, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. In motion right is Mingo. And Dalton to throw. Got his man. It's Jonathan Mingo. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Yeah, that's a good start to drive number 2. Remember, they had to punt the first time they had it. So maybe a little bit different sense of purpose here. And they start out with a nice gain and a quick first down.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Dalton. That's over the middle and caught by Mingo. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. First down, they'll stay on the ground with Hubbard. He'll get it to the 40. He broke a tackle there, but couldn't get much further. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's Dalton. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That was a long pass attempt downfield, and the ball was popped up in the air. And how come things go from really fast to almost slow motion when the ball's up in the air and the defender's unable to haul it in before it hits the ground?
First down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Andy Dalton. He's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. The Falcons offense and Drake London headed back onto the field. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
Cousins now. And caught by London. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. Cousins. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep two eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting two hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Throwing, Cousins. They're able to complete this one to McLeod. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 27-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Cousins. Throw left side, there's London. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Many teams, as soon as they spot man defense, if they haven't called a hitch, they'll get to it as fast as they can. They want to put the ball in the hands of one of their best playmakers and hope that he can break a tackle on the outside and go for big yardage.
This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. To the air again, it's Cousins. That's out wide here for Robinson. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. And he's got it. Touchdown, Falcons. Drake London with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Falcons will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You've just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
Koo now for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was finished off by a touchdown catch from Drake London. Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Now Dalton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. So Dalton now. He gets this one to Johnson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Throwing, Dalton. That one completes him again. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 2nd and 6. And again, Andy Dalton to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Dalton now to pass. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Now a 2nd and 2. Throwing is Cousins. Got an open man. It's McLeod. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach!
The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. A 2-touchdown game, 14-0 the score as we get rolling again here in this second half. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Falcons offense and Kirk Cousins getting ready for this next possession. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the 43, here's a second down and 9. On the counter, this is Robinson. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on first.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. Here's 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
From the gun, here's Cousins. He's got the hook up to McLeod. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Now Cousins. This pass is caught by London. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Now Cousins. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay gain.
Caught on the slant. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
3rd and goal for Cousins. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And it's now 21-0. A 10-play drive that time. And the Falcons score to cap it off. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. And Dalton to throw. Got a man. That's Leggett. 7 yards on the quick slant and a first down.
And really burst onto the scene in his last year at South Carolina. 2nd in the SEC in receiving yards with 1,255. But you see the style. Explosive, physical. Tough matchup for any corner.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Throw left side, pulled in by Mingo. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Here's Dalton. Looking underneath and finding Hubbard. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. This will be Dalton again. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Matt Judon able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. And that is incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he could do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Atlanta regains possession of the football. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. On the stop that time, it was Josie Jewell. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. From the 35, here's a 2nd and 5. Again, it's Robinson. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's Cousins. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. They'll run this one right with Robinson. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Well, one team clearly was in control from the start in this one, Charles. They had things humming on the offensive end, few passing touchdowns, and then their secondary on defense really helped to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they certainly did, Brandon, and let's face it, it may be cliche, but that secondary, they brought their no-fly zone signs to this one, didn't they? Shut down everything in the airways, and conversely, their own offense had its way through the air. They made sure their passing game was humming.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Till next time, we say so long from Charlotte.